Yo everybody, Shock16 back once again for the Renegade Master, back once again for another video. Yeah, I'm going to do something a bit random again, a bit more random nostalgia. I might as well just start a series, another series, aren't I? So yeah, this will go into a playlist called Random Nostalgia from now on. Anything that's just random like this. So yeah, if you can already read, this is about retro annuals. So yeah, annuals seem to be a bit of a tradition here in the UK anyway. I don't know if people from other countries overseas and that had this kind of ritual or like that. Ritual? Makes it sound like a church thing, ritual, cult kind of thing. But yeah, tradition anyway. One of the traditional kind of stocking fillers to get in the UK for Christmas is an annual. Now annuals are normally like based on cartoon shows or on comic strips or something like that, and then you get like a bumper edition at the end of the year, and it's normally released in time for Christmas, which I think is why it's become a bit of a Christmas tradition. I don't think many kids get annuals now, or maybe they do. I don't have kids, so I don't know if people still buy kids annuals or not. But like I say, in my day there was a bit of a Christmas tradition. It was just like a stocking filler or something like that. Usually got one every year. So I used to get one every year, and I got one, the earliest one I can remember anyway is from 1989, so I would have been about 7, and then the last one I got was 1995, so I'd have been 13 or something like that. So yeah, from 89 to 95 anyway is when I used to get one every year. And yeah, I've managed to get back all those annuals that I had during like each year from 89 to 95. I've managed to get those annuals back again. So, and the cheapest chips as well, as, do you know what I mean? I've not paid over £5 for any of these. Some of these have been like around £2 or something like that. So yeah, if you are into your retro annuals and you want to buy any back, now's the good time to start snapping them up if you're going to start a collection. So yeah, I'm not going for it like a big collection. I just wanted the ones that were nostalgic to me. Yeah, and a couple of others I do have, like a couple at the end that I didn't get for Christmas, but I'm throwing them into this video because I have them, and I'll tell you why I have them. So yeah, so let's start off with the earliest one I remember, and that is from 1989, and that is the Transformers annual with good old Scorponok on the front. The Transformer every kid wanted. After the G1 Optimus Prime, then surely Scorponok was the one you wanted, or what was it, the Constructicons, do you know what I mean? So you could get Devastator. They was not cheap though. Neither was Scorponok though. I think Interghost had Scorponok. I'm sure he's shown a picture of it on his Instagram or in a video, but yeah, Scorponok. If you had Scorponok, he was the G, he was the gangster. So yeah, this is one of the earliest ones that I remember getting, the first one I remember getting anyway. I did have another Transformers annual, which again I didn't get for Christmas though. It was one that I picked up off a car boot when I was a kid, and I think it was from earlier than this. I think it was about 86 or something like that one. But yeah, so this one is the one I remember the most. So this is kind of bog standard as annuals go. It's just like a story, a Transformers story. Oh, you do get like little bios on stuff like that on certain Transformers and stuff like that, but as far as I can remember, there's no like puzzles or, oh, as he turns to a page, the Transformers puzzle pathway. So yeah, there is a puzzle in it. But normally you get like dot-to-dots, word searches, crosswords, and then you get like colouring in, then you get them copying pictures, you know, where it's like a picture on a grid, and then you like copy the picture and stuff like that. So yeah, that's 1989 anyway, that's Transformers. Oh no, 1988. Sorry, 1988, not 1989, because this is the 1989 one, because it says it on it. And that is the Batman Annual. So yeah, 1989, this one says 1989 on it, that's how I know. So yeah, again, I used to have another Batman one from the year I was born. I was born in 1982. And I had a Batman Annual from 1982. But I think I bought it on a school kind of flea market thing we had at school. People was like selling things off for charity and stuff like that. And I saw it, and because it was from the year I was born, I picked it up. And it cost me like 50p or something back then, so... But yeah, this is the one that obviously I remember, because it's the one I got for Christmas. 1989, the same year that the Tim Burton Batman film came out. So that's probably why I got the Batman one, because I was showing a huge interest in Batman, because I got like all the like toys from that film and stuff like that, so yeah. So yeah, this is just like a collection of stories. I think this one's pretty bog standard as well. I don't think there's any puzzles at all in this one though. I think this is just a collection of, yeah, stories and stuff like that. So yeah. The Joker's Playground of Peril. Now that's probably the story. I think there's 2 or 3 stories in this, and that's the one that I remember the most, because there's a panel in it where the Joker squirts the Batman in the eyes with some mustard and escapes. So he escapes into like a hall of mirrors or something at the circus, yeah. So that's Batman. 1990, now this is a very popular annual, and Into Ghost, again, I think picked this up not long back, and that's what spurred me on to go and buy this one as well. And yeah, this one seems to be very popular. A lot of kids had this one, because I know a couple of my mates had this one, and I think my cousin also had this one, and that is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, because we're in the UK. So yeah, it was Hero instead of Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you can see that as well, but I'm leaving these on, but just there, can you see that? Let me get close, if it'll focus. There's some of those, can you remember those lick and stick tattoos where you used to get them on like a roll or with bubble gum or something like that, and then you used to put them on your arm, you used to lick them, and you peel them off and you got like tattoos? Well, someone's put some of them on, and they're from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, so how cool is that? So they're staying on, because they're wicked. Yeah, this again is just filled with stories. I think there's 2 stories. I think there's one called, what's it called? Enter the Fly, and then Invasion of the Punk Frogs, which I think are based on actual episodes of the cartoon, because I'm sure I used to have Invasion of the Punk Frogs on VHS. So yeah, and this one is in mint condition as well. There's like, when I bought it, the person who I bought it off on eBay said that some of the puzzles have been done. That don't really bother me if I get them with puzzles done, as long as there's like, they're in good nick, do you know what I mean? And like the pages that aren't supposed to be drawn on, as long as those aren't being drawn on, then I'm not too bothered about it. But yeah, when I got it, like I say, they said, oh, the puzzles have been on, so I thought, oh, whatever. But when I got it, I think there's only like 1 dot to dot that's been done in there, and so, do you know what I mean? So yeah, this has got dot to dots, this has got colouring in and stuff like that, and I think it's got word search and stuff in it like that, so that's coolest. 1991. Again, I think this one's quite a popular annual that a lot of people had, and that's the Real Ghostbusters. So yeah, I used to love this cartoon, the Real Ghostbusters. Of course, I'm a fan of the films. The second one not as good as the first one, but come on, it had a killer soundtrack. It had Bobby Brown on the soundtrack. Didn't it? Oh, by yourself. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. You call the Ghostbusters and they're in control. I love that song. But yeah, the Real Ghostbusters. Again, this is again a set of stories. How many stories do you get in this? Wait a bit. there's a contents page on this one. I think you get about 4 or 5 stories in this one. As well as one about Slime. I think Slimer gets his own story in it as well. But one of the things that I remember about this is you, instead of puzzles, I don't think there's any puzzles or crosswords or like that, like word searches and colouring in this one. But you do get pages where you get masks that you can cut out and you can put on your own, like Ghostbusters pantomime, and it's got like dialogue in there, so you, like obviously kids can wear the masks, pretends to be the characters, and then you read the dialogue and you can put on your own like pantomime show. Now one of the masks has been cut out of here, the Janine mask, so you get Egon, Janine, Slimer, and then you get like a phantom granny or something like that. So yeah, it was obviously the bad guy of the story, but yeah, someone's cut the Janine mask out of it. Bit of a bummer because I would have liked that one complete with all the masks in it, but it's not too bad. I'm not going to go out my way. Like I said, I think this was about £2. So, do you know what I mean? I'm not that hardcore. I'm not going to go out my way. If I ever see one knocking around somewhere then, and it's got all the masks in, I might replace it. So what are we on? That was 91. 92. WWF. So yeah, I used to be mad on wrestling as a kid. Absolutely loved WWF wrestling. When it changed to WWE, I had no interest in it. I think that's when I lost interest, is when it got rebranded to WWE. I did watch it, start to kind of re-watch it in the early 2000s, you know, back when D-Generation X reformed and stuff like that, but it was just Shawn Michaels and Triple H, like the other ones weren't there. So like you didn't have 1, 2, 3. What's his name when he was with D-Generation X-Pac? 1, 2, 3 Kid, weren't he originally? And is it, who was the other one? Something Road Dogg or something like that, weren't he? Billy Gunn. He was a part of D-Gen. Anyway, I started to re-watch it when Shawn Michaels and Triple H came back as like a duo as D-Generation X. But then I lost interest in it again and I haven't watched it since. So yeah, that was like early 2000s or something like that. But yeah, I used to watch it in its heyday, as I call it, when it was WWF, before it got rebranded because I think of the, is it the World Wildlife Fund or something like that, the charity. So yeah, I think it got rebranded, didn't it? But yeah, it's got my favourite wrestlers on the front. Favourite wrestler of all time is The Undertaker, and then the second favourite wrestler of all time, if you can see in the corner there, is Bret the Hitman Hart, putting the I will say it correctly in a minute, the sharpshooter on somebody. So yeah, it's got another one of my favourite wrestlers on the back there as well, Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog, who's sadly no longer with us. In fact, when you go through this annual, because this is, again, this is kind of like more basic, but it goes more into like the wrestlers, so there's more profiles on it, and it goes into stuff that goes on at the WWF, and it focuses us on, so you've got like, I'm just looking at the contents here, so you've got a section called aerialists, so it's people like who are known for their amazing flying athleticism and stuff like that, people who kind of played their trade on the top rope kind of thing, do you know what I mean, like specialised in top rope manoeuvres and stuff like that. So yeah, it's quite good, but like I say, it's got all the classics in there. So of course you've got the Hulkster, the real American Hulk Hogan, but yeah, you've got like Randy Savage, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, of course, back when he was Sexy Boy with Sensational Sherry. Great stuff. Ultimate Warrior, great wrestler, I used to love that. Tatanka and stuff like that. But one of the things that I remember about this is there's an advertisement in it for Rampage. Now, if you don't know what Rampage is, that's when WWF came to Europe and the UK. So they had the European Rampage and they had UK Rampage. Now, because these was released around Christmas, and this was Christmas '92, I'm assuming the Rampage that it's advertising is for '93. Now, I went to a Rampage at Sheffield Arena, UK Rampage at Sheffield Arena, and that was either in '93 or '94, so I either went to the one that they're advertising, or I went to the one the year after. But yeah, any WWF fans will, like proper hardcore nuts, will probably be able to tell me exactly what year it was. So like I said, it was at Sheffield Arena, and The Undertaker was billed. Like I say, he was my favourite wrestler, second favourite wrestler, Bret the Hitman Hart. But The Undertaker never showed up. He was never at the event. He was billed to be on it, but he never showed up. But Bret the Hitman Hart did show up, so it wasn't a total loss. And plus there was other classic wrestlers there, so like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Doink the Clan, I think Crush was there. Was Legion of Doom there? Or Bushwhackers? I can't remember. But it was an amazing night, I loved that. So yeah, I think it was televised, or you can buy a video or something like that as well, and for a brief few seconds you can actually see it pan. So you'll see like me in the crowd, like a 11, 12-year-old me. Something like that. Yeah, about a 12-year-old or something like that. No, 11. I would have been 11, wouldn't I? Yeah, 11. So yeah, cool. So, what we are now then? So that was 92. 93. Toxic Crusaders. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone here, by the way. Very professional. So yeah, 1993, Toxic Crusaders. Now I'm not going to blow smoke up your arse. Can't remember a lot about this. I just remember that this year that I got this is, I think the reason why it was bought me, of all things. So if you don't know, this was a cartoon based on the Trauma Toxic Crusader one. No, not Toxic Crusader, Toxic Avenger, sorry, film. So yeah, it's got the Toxic Avenger there. He's the main character, Toxic, as they used to call him in the cartoon series. So yeah, I used to watch the cartoon when it was on. Did it used to be on like Live in Kicking or something like that? Or maybe it was on What's Up Doc or something like that. One of those kind of shows, Motormouth or something like that. On a Saturday morning I used to watch it, and yeah, I used to think it was quite a good cartoon, but I can't remember a lot about it. I can't remember a lot about this annual, to be honest with you, apart from that front cover. But yeah, again, this has got word searches, crossword puzzles and stuff like that. See, I don't even know if you can see any of these, if the camera's focusing or not. I hope you can see like some stuff. But yeah, look, there's a spot the difference and stuff. Again, I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, there's a couple of colouring in pictures that have been started again, but whoever's done it looks like it was an older kid, because they haven't gone out the lines and they've coloured it in quite neatly in felt tips. So I might get some felt tips and finish the pictures off. On to 1994, and that is the Beano. They used to call it the Beano Book though. If I remember rightly, all the annuals used to be called the Book at the end of the year. So this is the Beano Book 1994. Again, glare on there, don't know if you can see it or even if the camera's focusing, but yeah, 1994. So this is the thickest as well of all the annuals. This is the thickest, and that is because, like I said, this is a kind of like comic or something, yeah, like a comic that you can get here in the UK. It's been going for absolutely years, and yeah, the lead character of the Beano is Dennis the Menace. So yeah, if you live in the US, I believe you have a different Dennis the Menace. So this is the UK Dennis the Menace with his stripy red shirt, spiky black hair and stuff like that. Now the American Dennis the Menace is the blonde-haired kid, which we did have here in the UK, but he was just known as Dennis. So yeah, if we say Dennis the Menace, this is who we mean. We don't mean the blonde kid, because we did have Dennis. Like I said, we had the Dennis cartoons and stuff like that. But yeah, he was just called Dennis. Mr. Wilson! Yeah, we're not on about him. So yeah, here he is, look, Dennis the Menace. And that's who we mean, Dennis from the Beano. So yeah, this is, hasn't got any puzzles in it, if I remember rightly. No puzzles of any kind. This is, like I say, this was usually just like a bumper edition of the comics and stuff like that. So you've got all your favourite Beano characters in there. So you've got like the Bash Street Kids, Minnie the Minx, who is like the female, Dennis the Menace, if you will. Who else has it got in it? Biffo. Do you remember Biffo? Yeah, Roger the Dodger, that was the one, which is funny as well because we went on, me and a couple of mates went on a lads' holiday to Malia in Greece in about 2002, and we had a holiday rep called Roger, and we named him Roger the Dodger because every time you needed him for something, he'd dodge you. Do you know what I mean? You'd see him all over the place, but as soon as you wanted him for something important, he'd be gone. So we used to call him Roger the Dodger, and yeah, that's where we got the name from. We got it from the Beano book. So yeah, these are classics. So yeah, the final year, so I would have been 13, so I would have been like, yeah, first year of teenager, 13 in 1995. And for some reason, don't even ask me why I got this one, but it's so nostalgic and I had to get it just for the giggles really. But yeah, for some reason, as a stocker filler for 1995, I got the Gladiators book. So again, if you're not from the UK, these Gladiators will mean nothing to you. Like, these aren't the American Gladiators. In the UK we had our own Gladiators and stuff like that. I don't know which one came first. I mean, I imagine the American Gladiators came first and then the UK did our own like series of it. But yeah, Gladiators was a staple of Saturday nights growing up in the 90s. You had stuff like, do you know what I mean? It was like Noel's House Party, Gladiators, Blind Date and stuff like that. Again, if you live outside the UK, none of this will mean anything to you, but Gladiators was the thing to watch. And yeah, so this is, again, I don't think there's any puzzles or like that. I think there might be a quiz or stuff like that, but it goes into like all the Gladiators profiles and stuff like that on them, and like behind the scene, like what goes on behind the scenes and stuff like that. The Gladiators, it's quite interesting and stuff like that, I guess. So yeah, you've got all like the classics in there. So yeah, good old Cobra and stuff in there. Let's see if the man is in there. Sorry, professionalism again. But yeah. Oh, I can't find him. I was looking if Shadow was in there. He was an absolute beast, but he didn't stay on the series for very long. I think he was on like the first 2 or 3 seasons, and then he got like axed because he was on steroids. He was basically like addicted to steroids and stuff like that. So yeah, he was enhancing himself basically. But yeah, but of course the page that I wanted to see back then, and we all wanted to see back then, anybody who had this book, and that is our good old Jet, innit? Because Jet was fit. Let's face it, most of us watched Gladiators just to see Jet do some backflips. But you know what, looking through this, I've got to say, and I never appreciated her at the time, but I've got to say, Zodiac, what? Zodiac was a bit of a babe, weren't she? Bless her. So yeah, anyway, the official Gladiators 1995 Annual. So like I say, that was the last one I ever got for Christmas because I got a bit too old for annuals and and stuff like that. But there is a couple here that I just want to show because like I say, these are very nostalgic to me. Well, one's very nostalgic to me and one was gifted to me. So I'll show you the one that was gifted to me, and this was by fellow YouTuber Interghost. So yeah, at a meetup he gave me a little present, and that was Visionaries Annual. So yeah, this is great, this is. So yeah, some amazing artwork in there. And Visionaries is one of those cartoons that I remember. When was this? I don't think there's a date on this though, of what year this was. No, I think I've looked before. I might have to look it up online and see if I can get... Oh! Visionaries Annual 1989. Bloody hell, I didn't even know Visionaries was 80s. I thought Visionaries was 90s, to be honest with you. But yeah, Visionaries, so they had like things in their chest, like, and they could like summon like the powers from the chest and stuff like that. But what I remember about the Visionaries the most was the toys, because I did watch the cartoon. Is it Knights of the Magical Realm or something like that, the Visionaries? So I did watch the cartoon, but the toys was more memorable to me because the chest pieces had like holograms on them, and you could see like they like moved and stuff like that. So yeah, Visionaries. So thanks, Ghost, for that. That's cool. It will sit nicely among my collection where it has been since you give it to me. So yeah, the last one I'm going to show you, and again, this one's just one that I picked up because it was at a local charity shop for about 50p. So I thought I'd just pick it up, and it is Jurassic Park. So yeah, this isn't one that I owned, but this is one that my mate owned. And the reason why it's so nostalgic to me is because every time I went around his house, like me and my mate used to get creative with drawing, and we used to like draw like logos and stuff for like, you know, like games that didn't come out yet. So basically we used to draw stuff like, so when Mortal Kombat 2 was out, we designed Mortal Kombat 3 and we designed a logo for it, and then we draw our own characters and stuff like that. We made up our own characters and basically made a whole roster of characters and stuff like that, and we drew them and redesigned them and stuff like that. And we did it for films as well. We used to design film logos and stuff like that. And yeah, I designed a Jurassic Park 2 logo, which was basically, I traced this off the front of this book and then just put like a 2 on it. How's that for creativity? We used to get more creative than that, but I think I was just being lazy. I think I was just taking the piss or whatever, but yeah. But this, whenever I used to go around his house, and he used to give me, like, when we used to draw or we used to write or something, obviously he always used to give me a book to lean on. Do you know what I mean? And this was always the book that he used to give me to lean on. So on his edition, this is mint, by the way. This is absolutely mint. Like I said, oh, something just fell out of it. So it's just a leaflet. But yeah, like I said, to say that I picked this up from a charity shop, it's mint. So obviously someone's gave it. But I can remember his, because we always used to write on it and stuff like that. You know, when you used to lean it into the light, you could see like all the things that we've wrote and all the pictures that we've drawn on it and stuff like that. It used to be like indented into the cover and stuff like that. But yeah, so there you go. There was my retro annuals. This has probably gone on for far too long, so I will let you go. But yeah, don't forget to comment below and let me know if you had any of these annuals and stuff like that. Let me know if you used to get annuals for Christmas. Like I said, it used to be a bit of a tradition here in the UK. It wasn't just me that used to get them. I know like a lot of kids in the UK used to get them. If you live outside of the UK, let me know if it was a tradition in your country too. Like I say, very much stocking fillers for kids during the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that. Probably even before then, in the 70s and stuff like that before. So yeah, let me know. Like I say, did you have any of these? If not, what annuals did you have? Let me know, comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.